How is Taylor Walls having the same at-bats, same plate appearances than Jonathan Aranda right now? Somebody has to ask that question. It's an uncomfortable question, yes. Would it get you wrong looks in the clubhouse? Maybe. But isn't it worth asking that question?
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Rays, your daily podcast covering everything Tampa Bay Rays, from game analysis to player interviews. We've got you covered with all the latest news and insights. My name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano,
bringing you expert analysis and passionate discussions about our beloved Rays.
Whether you're a diehard fan who vividly remembers Longo's Game 162 just like us,
or you remember the early Double-A days of Wade Boggs and Carl Crawford,
we are here to break down every play, every trade, every milestone. In fact, this is our 7th season covering the Rays daily.
And the 2025 season is underway, so go ahead, grab your favorite Rays gear, settle in, and subscribe to our Locked On Rays YouTube channel and other podcast platforms. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays.
Like we said on the cold open there, the Rays are going to be facing the New York Yankees at their home stadium as the away team. How about that?
The best thing about this, I think, is the fact that the Yankees have to be in the visitor dugout, that they don't get the swanky amenities of the home dugout. I honestly don't know off the top of my head how much of a difference there is between the home clubhouse and the away clubhouse, but I would just deduce that the home clubhouse is a little bit nicer in some respects.
Naturally, right? Yeah, so that's going to be a fun 4-game series for the Rays. But first, we got to talk about something that is in Rays Nation's head, which is the extraordinary physical training regimen that Taylor Walls has, because this man is the Iron Man. Kevin Cash trusts him so much and never gives him any sort of rest. Taylor Walls is just another specimen. Can we get every other Rays player on his physical training regimen? Because it seems like this man does not need any rest, while everybody else, even including people that lead the league in average, OPS plus, doubles, they need to be rest managed, while Taylor Walls go out there and play, kid. Like, can you explain that to me, Kev?
Well, I guess he has enough energy to play in the field, but not enough energy to do anything at the plate, and that's been the theme for the last couple of years. Isn't there something in his contract that if he hits a certain number of games or plate appearances that he gets some sort of incentive bonus? I thought there was like some sort of minor bonus that is instituted there. What you're referring to is, I think, the number of plate appearances and action that Taylor Walls is getting in comparison to a guy who is as red hot can be in Jonathan Aranda. And am I correct in your assumption that you would like to see Jonathan Aranda play more or less every day, or get at least 3 or 4 at-bats every day with the type of streak that he is on offensively?
100%. I don't understand the fact that on April 17th, before first pitch, Taylor Walls and Jonathan Aranda have the same amount of plate appearances, 56 for both of them before Thursday night's game, and they're both in the starting lineup. So they are probably going to be very much on par after Thursday night's game. I don't understand this, and I don't understand it, even though I understand, and this is going to be kind of a contradiction here. I understand why they're doing it. I don't understand why they're following through with it. Yes, we get it. His defense, incredible. Cannot speak any higher about the level of play that he has with his glove, Taylor Walls. Does it outweigh his poor performance offensively? And I think that is a bleeping resounding no. It does most certainly not outweigh his poor offensive contributions, while Jonathan Aranda is scorching the ball. But because there's he's a lefty, so I'm not going to make him face lefties ever. Even Sean Newcomb, who is a guy that had a 5 ERA plus coming into the season, a 2.13 whip, a batting average against of 270. You're not going to put your hottest hitter.
Right.
I don't understand how that is okay and the other one isn't.
Yeah, at some point, like, you have to continue to ride while the iron is hot with Jonathan Aranda. I think he's probably seen the baseball like a watermelon right now. I don't care if it's a righty or a lefty. Like, you try to put him in the lineup. At some point, I would think there has to be a threshold or a marker that says, okay, we're comfortable now having him face some or most lefties. I mean, is Brandon Loud just about an everyday player when he's healthy? So what does Jonathan Aranda have to do to prove that? Is it not? He's definitely not going to keep these numbers up for a full season. But if he has a great season, what is the point that the Rays say, okay, we trust you. We'll get you a handful of at-bats, or we'll give you more at-bats against lefties. Now, if I'm going to play devil's advocate on the flip side, if you look at the Rays offensively as a whole, they're pretty well respected in Major League Baseball right now. The numbers are pretty good across the board. I think they're 7th in all of OPS in baseball, just either right below the Dodgers, believe it or not. So maybe also the line of thinking is, well, we need Taylor Wall's glove. The offense and guys like Aranda and so many others are more or less doing what they need to do, so we can stomach the fact of, even though Taylor Wall's most likely is going to go, 0 for 3 with maybe a walk, we can still put him in the lineup because we at least have some trust or some faith that the rest of the crew is going to get it done. And we'll just put him down in the order 8th or 9th or something like that.
I'll devil's advocate that by saying I'd like to see those OPS numbers without the beaten of the 16-1 game.
Yeah, that might have inflated things, but hey, it's still a game. It still counts. I know that. Yeah,
but it was an outlier, right? Like that's not how the Rays are going to be winning. You hear a lot in MLB Network and in other places. You hear, oh, this team can beat you in so many different ways. The Rays don't. The Rays can only beat you in one way, which is pitching really well and getting enough runs across. That's how they win. That's how they have to win. This is not a team that you're expecting to see 5+ runs every bleeping game. Even 4 runs, because 5+ is elite. But 4, can they get to 4 runs per game? I mean, again, take that 16-run average out, and I think the average of runs does take a beating there. I understand the line of thinking of, hey, the defense can win us some games, but not at the expense of sitting down your best player. Figure it out. That's why the Rays are really good at what they do, right? They can figure out where to place people, if this guy can play second and short, then he can also play left field. You have enough of those guys. You are not like the Yankees coming to town. Where you've got Goldschmidt playing first. Right. Okay, that's his position. You don't have that with the Rays. You have guys so versatile that you have enough in your roster where if you need to play the hottest hitter in baseball, he will make your lineup. He has to make your lineup.
Yeah, DH or first base, just find a way to get Jonathan Aranda out there. Can he play any other position? I don't know if he can do that, but with what he's doing right now, find a way to get him in there. And who knows, maybe the Rays are trying to be nice to Taylor Walls and realizing that his days are numbered as far as getting as much action with Ha-Seong Kim. I mean, there's a reason that you made him the highest paid player, was he's going to get a lot of the reps, and hopefully a lot of the reps at shortstop, and then Taylor Walls can infill from there. But I mean, on a positive note, it is great to see. I know that you mentioned it on Wednesday's episode, just the breakout that Aranda is having. And again, there will be a point where he comes back down to earth, where Cam Meisner comes back down to earth, where Jake Mangum comes back down to earth. But I think I have faith that we've seen enough of Jonathan Aranda to understand and believe that he has staying power, that he can be a major leaguer with his bat for a long time. Just
Yes.
as a quality hitter, is he ever going to win a Silver Slugger? No, probably not. But I think he has enough juice in that tool to be, to be at least a journeyman, if not more than that, if not a middle of the order bat at some point.
He already has accumulated 1 WAR in 16 bleeping games. Put the man to play.
Yeah.
Put the man to play. Like, and I have more to say about this, of course, but I think we have to tell folks something very important first.
Yes, we do. Upwork. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, experts that are ready to help you make your business to the next level. Make and take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. So go ahead, visit upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's upwork.com, upwork.com, to connect with top talent and grow your business today. All right, Ulises, any parting shots, final thoughts on your boy, Jonathan Aranda?
I understand splits are basically a truth.
They're gospel to the Rays.
They're gospel to the Rays. And you know what? Good. There's also something about, and BA has taught us this to Rays fans, okay? He has taught us this. Fine and dandy with splits. Fine and dandy. But what do pitchers like? They like to get in a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they do that? Well, in our lifetime, we have seen how pitchers have gone from the stretch and not the stretch to now ultimately, instead of having a long windup, always pitching out of the stretch. Why? Repeatable delivery,
Right.
getting in a rhythm. I think a lefty is going to get in a rhythm when they're all righties. Why are you helping them? Why are you helping them get in a rhythm? Why are you helping them get comfortable? Give a little bit of a switch. And if that switch is like one place in the order, do
Right.
it. A Jonathan Aranda or a Brendan Lau, like you cannot give in to just going one way fully, because then you're actually otherwise you're helping the other team by getting that pitcher on the mound comfortable. And I think that's I don't know why that's not talked about enough.
Yeah, no, you make good points there, and it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out and how Jonathan Aranda continues to refine his game. And I'm rooting for him. I know I've said some not so positive things over the years, but ultimately hope he does well and proves the Rays wrong, because it's just one of those things when you get your opportunities, you got to capitalize on it, and once you capitalize on it, you hope you get more opportunities based on that. And
Exactly.
that, you aren't just pigeonholed into, hey, I can only face righties. So that's going to be something to monitor.
And I'm with you. Like, I want Taylor Walls to go off. I want him to, because I would make the race better, and I want the race to be better. So yeah, but at this time, it's just, and I need to see it being questioned, man. I really would like it to be questioned. Like, for somebody that has a microphone that is not ours should be asking these questions. How is Taylor Walls having the same at bats, same plate appearances than Jonathan Aranda right now? Somebody has to ask that question. It's an uncomfortable question. Yes. Would it get you wrong looks in the clubhouse? Maybe. But isn't it worth asking that question?
I've got a question. Is Taylor Walls one of the most hated or disliked or most controversial Rays players in recent memory?
He's top 5, I think. I mean, you can get obviously Wander's number one, and he's
Well,
always
yeah,
going to be
but for
number
different
one.
reasons. I'm talking for on the field and the dichotomy between, well, his defense is so good, but he can't do anything with the bat, and just everything related to that, essentially.
Yeah, I think he makes the podium in the last 10 years, right? I think Alex Jackson quickly became that. I think
Yeah.
Taylor Waltz has had a gradual, disliked by the
Yeah,
fan base.
where it's like, oh, we keep seeing him.
Right.
He's still getting at bats. What is
This is
going on here?
insanity. Yeah.
So, all right. Quickly here before we move on to baseball trivia, name that war. The Rays are facing the Yankees at Steinbrenner Field for a 4-game set. Not the best time necessarily to face the Yankees because they currently lead the American League East with an 11-7 record. They're on a 3-game winning streak, having recently swept the Kansas City Royals at home. I will note that their run differential right now is plus 24, 107 runs scored and 83 runs allowed. They've been averaging about or over 5 runs per game. So if you're the Rays, you better have your offense ready in tow because you're not going to win games 1-0 or 2-1 or even 3-2. You got to be ready to pounce on some of the pitchers on the Yankees that are struggling. And this is the time to do it, in my opinion.
This is the time to do it. And the Rays haven't actually been that successful against teams over 500 either.
Yeah.
So, and you're at home. Well,
yeah, you're at home and you're not at home. The Yankees might think of it more as a home than you do. So
you think what do you think is going to be the percentage of Rays fans to Yankees fans during this series? Is it going to be 50-50 or are we on the losing side of this?
I think we're going to be on the losing side.
I
would think that you have rich New Yorkers that can spend a certain amount of money on a ticket, and they'll do whatever they have to do to get a ticket to this game, plus the historic aspect of it. I think
you're able to be so close to their favorite players as they're never that close in Yankee Stadium, and you have a New York salary and you can come down here and basically
you will pay a premium. And if you're a Rays fan that has a family of 4 and somebody's offering you, hey, I'll give you $600 for those 4 tickets. Okay. I'll watch the game on TV, or I'll find standing room or whatever it is. So I would think that there's going to be a lot of Yankees people in the seats and cheering. And you make a good point about you don't have very many chances to be this close to the action and to this close to your favorite stars. I mean, sure, spring training for 2 innings, but now you're going to get 9 innings and 4 games out of it. So
that matter.
That's a little bit concerning if you're on the Rays side of things right now.
And as we're recording, the game has started in a poor fashion. Goldschmidt singled, Ben Rice singled, Judge singled, and the Rays are now down 1-0 at the top of the second. So Bradley, hopefully he's able to quiet that down. 3 straight singles in the first inning gives me nervous vibes, gives me that we might be right in thinking the Yankee chants are quite loud. That's my theory. We're not watching the game, but I would put green Skittles on that, to be quite frank.
But again, I mean, I know it's early, and we can look at a guy like Zach Littell where, look, he had that terrible start. Not as bad as Tanner Houck. Tanner Houck had like a Josh Fleming-like start, if we remember a couple years ago. It's kind of reversed because didn't Josh Fleming have that really bad start against the Red Sox?
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, so it was basically mirrored to that. But some of the Yankees starters aren't off to such a good note, like Carlos Rodon and Carlos Carrasco, and you hope you can capitalize on it. Or maybe it's just a case of they have that one bad outing, and it's going to take a month to get that ERA pulled down as well.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I don't know. It'll be fun to see.
Can the Rays? Will the Rays split? Will they take 2 of 2?
They have to. They have to now because they have lost. It's honestly, they have to win this series if they want to actually like have a good homestand, over 500 homestand.
Get some momentum going here. So,
but I see it right now. I see it very difficult for the Rays to win 3. I do. Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, I would think that the middle games where you have Boz and Rasmussen. That's your best chance.
That's your best chance. You cannot lose those. And if you can take away the Bradley game on Thursday, even better. But we'll see.
Yes, we will see. All right. We have more to discuss, i.e. baseball trivia, Name That War. But first, we have to tell the audience something very important.
Yes, we do, Kevin, and that's Supply House. You can get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade. Supply House, whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. And if you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always have to talk to a real person. Oh, isn't that nice in the year 2025 to speak to a person rather than just an automated AI voice? I think that's great. And they can help you if you've got a need for a dedicated phone line. They've got that. If you want free shipping, they've got that. They've got discounts on every order. You just have to join their Trade Master program, which is free. So join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, if you use promo code SH5, you get 5% off your first order. Again, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com.
All righty, baseball trivia and Name That Wartime. It being a Friday episode. Ulises, what do you have in the arena of baseball trivia?
Oh, Kevin, well, I'll tell you. With the Bombers coming to town and with the need for the Rays to get a little power going, and for the Yankees hitters to not have any power whatsoever, in front of me, I have a list of the top 10 Yankee hitters with most home runs. Top 10. Kevin, I need you to name me 8 of these 10.
In a Yankees uniform, most home runs. Okay, 8 of the 10.
All time.
All time. I will say Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle, he goes swinging with the first one, and Mickey Mantle is number 2 on this list with 536.
Roger Maris.
Incorrect. Strike 1.
Babe Ruth.
He is the clubhouse leader with 659.
Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio is number 4 on the list with 361.
What number is he?
DiMaggio's number 4.
361.
On the list.
Right, I'm going to say Derek Jeter.
And you would be making a great choice because he's number 10 on the list with 260 home runs. So, to recap, top, Ruth, 659. 10th, Jeter, 260.
Bernie Williams.
Bernie Williams is correct at number 8 with 287.
Reggie Jackson.
Strike 2.
Okay.
Remind folks you have Ruth, Mantle, DiMaggio, Bernie, and Derek. You've got 5 of the 10.
Hint, please. Are some of these players guys that I watched, perhaps in the 90s, early thousands?
You've watched, out of the 5 that are left, you've watched 1, 2, 3 guys.
Who played with? I want to say Jorge Posada, but there's no way. There's no way he had more home runs than Derek Jeter. Oh boy. All right. Shot in the dark. This is probably wrong, but I will go and say it. I don't want to say it, but it's all I'm thinking right now. Jason Giambi.
It's strike 3, and I really need you to just... I'm going to give you a foul tip, but I need you to get one more name. Come on, you got this.
One more name.
Come on. Come on.
Have I said Dave Winfield yet?
You're going... Why are you going with the B-sides? The rare singles. Go with the hits, baby. Go with the hits.
I can't think of any hits. I try to get all Yankees players out of my mind. But having said that, I will say Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge is correct at number 7 with 322. I'll wrap up the list.
Okay.
Ruth, number 1. Mantle, number 2. Number 3, Lou Gehrig. Number 4, Joe DiMaggio. Number 5, well, he's got a lot of rings and a lot of home runs. Yogi Berra at number 5. Number 6, you're going to want to scream into a pillow for this one. Mr. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod.
Oh my, that was idiotic. How did I not?
I know.
I know. Got him out of my mind.
I know. I got you. Aaron Judge, number 7. Number 8, Bernie Williams. Number 9, you had it right. You should have pulled the trigger. Jorge Posada with 275.
Oh, very good. That's a great question, and I'm disappointed in myself. I should have gotten a couple more names, but it is what it is. Now, let's see if I can stump you with Name That War. And my Name That War individual is where we take a player from the past and try to guess their career Baseball Reference war, is another Yankee. Didn't play as many seasons in a Yankees uniform as others, but enough to know that he won a couple of rings, maybe more than a couple of rings, with the Bronx Bombers, mainly throughout the mid and late 90s. Paul O'Neill. What is his career war?
Oh, that's a really good one. Didn't watch much of Paul O'Neill, but I mean, I've never heard of a Yankee fan today speaking badly of him. I always like they like chanted his name in his last inning or something. I know that story ish.
Mm-hmm.
Very good with the glove, very good with the bat. He probably played 15, 20 years. Let's do 15. I had like a 3-WAR pace. That's 45. Yeah. I'm going to guess that. Let's say 47 WAR.
Okay. Paul O'Neill, by the way, was a 5-time All-Star, a 5-time World Series champion, has a batting title to his name, played 17 years in the bigs, was a left-handed hitting right fielder. And I will say this about Paul O'Neill. So he played essentially the first half of his career with Cincinnati. He won a ring with Cincinnati in 1991 before winning 4 more with the Yankees in 94, 95, 97, and 98. But he was the model, or as close to a model as you could get, of consistency. Like year in and year out, if you look at his numbers, you'll see he's going to give you between 20 and 22 homers. He's going to drive in between 85 to 100 runs. He's going to give you a batting average between 290 and 320. He's going to knock in 35 doubles. He's only going to strike out 75 times. Like up and down the list, there's not many outliers of, you could pretty much count on Paul O'Neill delivering this X number of stats during any given year. And that's to be appreciated for sure, instead of the ebbs and flows and seesaw effect. But having said all that, Paul O'Neill, your guess, Ulises, was 45? 47. Okay. That is a Yankees bump. Not quite that high, but still very, very impressive for Paul O'Neill. 38.8 is his career WAR, according to Baseball Reference. So
very respectable. And I love that consistency aspect of his career. That's pretty awesome. And I do have a question. Wait, so he won 2 rings, right? Because he won in 91 with the Reds, and then he won in 96 with the Yankees.
He won 5 rings.
5. What other one? 91, 96.
91, 94, 95, 97, and 98.
No, 97 were the Marlins and 95 were the Braves.
Wait, no, you're right. I'm looking at all-star appearances. I have that mixed up. He was an all-star those years.
Okay.
I like that you checked me on that. I
Yeah.
don't have the years in front of me, but according to Baseball Reference, he has 5 World Series titles to his name. So
then, okay, wait. No, let's do some math.
Everything I said.
No, let's do some math. Okay, so then he won in 91 with the Reds. He won in 96 with the Yankees. Then he probably won 98, 99, 2000. That gives him 5 rings.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just had the years that he was an all-star did not totally match with the years that he won a title. So I'll just leave it at that. I saw the big star and I got too excited, and it was just an all-star berth. So actually, I think he was, more or less an underrated player. I know he's got a cult following with the Yankees, but I don't know if he got as much respect across the league as what was the steroid era for a lot of that.
Exactly.
Takes things into account. All right. In the meantime, hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and we will talk to you next week.